Hey everybody, welcome or welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're going to be doing another fall eyeshadow look as part of my fall eyeshadow series. And today I'm going to show y'all how I did what I thought was going to be a very easy tutorial on this all matte peachy eye look using the Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes palette. So I had some issues this morning, so y'all will see that in the tutorial. And I was very surprised. I thought I was going to like speed through this video because when I did this eye, I always do this eye off camera and then I'll show y'all how to do it on this eye. This eye was so easy, but I had some issues over here, so y'all will see that in the video. But just in case you're not familiar with the series that I'm doing, I recently did a video telling y'all what all of my favorite fall eyeshadow palettes are. So for each video in this series, I take one of those palettes to do a different fall look, and then I pair it with a different lipstick for every video because I'm also trying to like branch out and use some different lipsticks. I have a lot that I just never use and they just sit around. So that's basically what the series is. So for today, we focused on the Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes palette, and I really like this look. It's not really my go-to type of colors. I usually do like more cooler tone colors, but I really like this. I think it is really nice and fall and festive because it's peachy. But like I said, y'all are going to see like some of the issues that I was dealing with as we go through. So before we get started, if this is your first time here, welcome and thank you so much for stopping by. My name is SonyaNicole, and I really hope that you'll consider subscribing while you're here today. Please let me know in the comments when you subscribe because I love to meet y'all, and I want to say thank you for helping me out by subscribing to my channel. And of course, for those of you who are already subscribed and you're returning to the channel, welcome back. Thank you so much for coming back, and as always, thank you so much for your continued support. Okay, you guys, let's jump right into it. Okay, so this over here is the eye look that we're doing. I don't even know if you can see it, but I did get a little bit of mascara under, like on the bottom part of my eye, but I'll get that when I'm done. I just wanted to sit and dry for a little bit, but other than that little bit of mascara, this is the look that we're gonna go for. So I'm gonna start off with my primer, and today I'm using my MAC paint pot. This is in Painterly. So I'm just gonna put that all over my lid. And when I was doing this eye, I put on a little bit more than I wanted to, a little bit more of the eye primer. So like just to keep it consistent over here, I am gonna put on a little bit more just so that it's kind of like the same amount on each eye. I don't think this is too much primer. It's just, I feel like it's more than I need. But again, I just put on this amount because I feel like that's how much I have on the other eye. Okay, so going into the palette, I have this little paper here just so I won't blind you guys. I'm going to use this shade here. This is called Fresh Picked, and this is going to be the main color in the look today. So that's going to be the one that I have on the majority of my lid. So I'm picking this up with like a very dense shader brush. And I'm just going to rub this all over the lid. And I am going to bring the eyeshadow up kind of high like I normally do. So one thing I'm noticing right off the bat, I feel like I just started, so maybe I just need to, you know, keep going and see what the completed look is going to look like. But I feel like this particular shade is coming off a bit more orange on this eye. Like over here it looks more orange, whereas over here it looks a bit more of like a deeper orange, or maybe like more of a burnt orange. But let me keep going. Maybe it needs to, like, I don't know, settle on the skin or something like that. So yeah, I'm bringing this color up kind of high just to make sure that it's visible when I'm looking like straight ahead. And I'm going almost all the way out to the outer corner of the eye. So I feel like that's good for now. And then I'm just wiping off that color on the brush. I'm gonna take that same brush and I'm gonna dip into this color here, this brown shade. This is called Peach Tart. And this is gonna go right on the outer corner of the eye. And just letting it overlap that peach shade just a little bit. For those of you who may be new here, this is like my problem area for eyeshadow. So I don't record like every minute of what I'm doing, but I do tend to spend quite a bit of time like right on this area of my eye. I feel like my voice sounds kind of like raspy. It's early in the morning. I haven't had coffee or anything yet, so I feel like you can hear it in my voice. I'm gonna take some more of that chocolate brown shade and I'm picking it up on an angled liner brush, and I'm gonna use that to put it right on the outer corner of the lower lash line. So now I'm picking up a small fluffy brush. This does have some eyeshadow on it already from when I did this eye, but when I did this eye, I didn't pick up any eyeshadow with the brush. So I'm just going to very gently just brush like right on the outer part of the eye, right on top of the two eyeshadows. I just want to bring this brown color inward just a little bit, just to deepen it out just a little, but I don't want this to go all the way to the inner corner, which sometimes I will do that, but for this particular look, I want this brown to stay kind of like on the outer part of the eye. And as you can see, this is why this is a problem area for me, because when I look straight ahead, my skin folds over. So you see how the eyeshadow is like skipping? I mean, you can't always tell when I'm looking straight ahead, but the eyeshadow tends to like skip right up in this area. So I'm actually gonna go back into this brush, my densely packed shader brush, and see if I can reapply some of that color. Let me try another brush. Let me try my smudge brush. Of course, I can't find the brush that I'm looking for. I'm gonna apply some more of that brown shade with this eyeshadow here. This is one of the brushes from one of the Urban Decay Naked Cherry palette. But all of the Urban Decay palettes, they come with a brush like this. The eyeshadow seems to be kind of skipping a little bit. You may not even be able to tell. I feel like it's more visible to me because I'm like right up in the mirror, but it still feels like it's skipping right in this area, but I'm gonna see if I can fix that when I go back and blend everything out. But for right now, I'm gonna move on and then I'll come back to this area here. So when I was doing this eye over here, I took this shade here, this is called Peach Tea, and I tried to buff everything out with that color, but this color is really, really similar to my skin tone. So to me, it just wasn't showing up at all. So I went in with Peach Tea and then I mixed it with Peach Tart, and I used those two shades together to buff everything out. So that's what I'm gonna do on this eye over here. So I'm gonna start underneath the lower lash line, and whatever color I'm using on the lower lash line, I like to use that to further buff out whatever color I put right along the lash line, just so that it doesn't look like a very harsh line of eyeshadow right there. And then I just like to blend it up and then just go around and then kind of go all the way in to the inner corner, and that'll just help to buff everything out. So I feel like over here I picked up a little bit too much of that brown when I started to blend it out. So I'm just trying to cover it back up with some of the peach shade that I have on the lid area. That still looks a little bit darker than over here. So I'm gonna take another brush. I'm not gonna use the same brush, and I'm just going to blend. I feel like I want to take this off. I feel like I'm gonna cover that back up. I'm gonna take it off and then redo it, because this eye is looking like way too dark because of what I was dealing with over here. I thought this was gonna be so easy this morning. So this is just this is the sponge that I use to set my under eye. I'm just using this to try and pick up some of that eyeshadow. Okay, so I also reapplied some eyeshadow primer just to like totally blend out that brown because it was just way too strong. I'm gonna go in with a different brush. I don't want to use this brush anymore because I feel like it has too much of the brown in it. So I'm gonna pick up some of the peach shade that I have on my lid, and I'm gonna reapply that. And again, I'm gonna bring it up kind of high just to make sure we can see it. I thought I was going to zip through this video this morning because this eye was like really easy. It was really easy. And then I'm gonna take another fluffy brush and I'm gonna go back in with Peachy and then this chocolatey brown shade over here. I'm gonna mix those two together. And for this eye, I'm gonna start in here. I'm gonna buff out over here first so that I'm not picking up any of that brown. It's still just a little bit darker than I would like for it to be, but it definitely looks better now that I've removed some of that, the brown. But let me buff out over here. I actually think I'm gonna pick up some of the peach shade that I have on the lid. I'm gonna pick some of that up with this brush and blend right in here. I also have like more of a shadow on this eye because this eye just kind of like goes further back. It's like more deep set than this one, so that's another reason why the eyeshadows, they never look exactly the same, or at least I don't think they do. They never look exactly the same on both eyes. Okay, I feel like that looks okay, so now I'm going to take this same brush and I'm going to buff out around the brown area. And I'm just really concentrating on parts of the eye where two shadows may be meeting each other, just to make sure that they look really nice and blended. Then I'm gonna blend back around here some. And then I'm gonna blend like right on top of that brown shade just to soften it a little bit. I can already tell that I'm not going to be totally satisfied with how this comes out, but I definitely think it looks better now that I've taken that eyeshadow off and then tried to reapply it. I'm just going to pick up some more of the peach shade and I feel like I'm going to re-intensify it right up in here and then blend out one more time. I actually think that doesn't look bad. I still feel like it's too much brown over here, but I feel like every time I try to go back and fix it, I kind of like just redo what I just tried to undo. So with that being said, I think I'm gonna leave it like this. I'm gonna do one more thing. I'm gonna pick up that first shader brush and go back into that deep chocolate brown shade and just try to reapply it right here, which is not working all that great, but yeah, it's like the eyeshadow doesn't want to stick right there. So I'm gonna leave it like this because I don't think it looks bad, and then when I put the mascara on, that'll help cover up this little area anyway. So I'm gonna put on my my mascara and eyeliner. This is the NYX Epic Ink Liner in the shade brown, and then this is the Maybelline Total Temptation mascara in brown. So I'm gonna do these off camera and then we'll see what we're looking like. Okay, so here's what we're looking like so far. So I do think that the mascara made it a little bit better, but I'm still not satisfied with how the eyeshadow looks like right on this outer corner. I'm never satisfied with it, but like more so today than other days. But I'm just gonna take my concealer brush, I'm just gonna clean up right along here a little bit. And then in the midst of everything, I forgot to do my inner corner. So I'm going to do that really quickly. So I'm going to take this shade here. This is called Peaches and Cream. And that's going to be my inner corner. And then I'm going to pick up some more of that same shade and then just brush it across the brow bone. And it won't really be like all that visible up here, but it'll just like brighten up this area just a little bit. Okay, so all things considering, I think it looks okay. I just really was not expecting to have to go through all of that because this eye, I zipped through it really, really fast. But, you know, I still feel like it looks okay. So let me know what y'all think. So we're going to finish everything off with lips. So I'm going to be using the Makeup Revolution lip liner. This one is in the shade Glory. It's just like a neutral brown liner. And usually I go for lip liners that have like more of like a reddish tone to it. But I figured let me just try this one for today, because we're going to do like a warm lip also. So And my lipstick is gonna be, I forget the name of this. This is one of the Fenty lipsticks from the very first holiday collection from this brand. So this is called the Starlit Hyper Glitz lipstick, and the name of this shade is Super Moon. So it's a really nice peachy shade, and this one has some shimmer to it. So I decided to use this one for today because I figured since the eye is like an all matte look, we can play up the lips a little bit. Okay, so this is my finished look, so let me know what y'all think. If y'all have any insight into why this happened on this outer corner. I know part of it is like the way that my skin folds over, but it was like extra difficult today with this palette to apply this eyeshadow, and I don't remember that happening the last time that I used this palette. So if you have any insight as to why that happened, or you know what I could do to make it easier to apply, please let me know in the comments. But let me know what y'all think about the look for today, and I really hope that y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, please let me know by giving me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe while you're here today, and I really hope to see y'all back here for my next video. Until then, take care, have a good one y'all, bye.